Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Table Stories, Voldemort and Valour. Chat, there's a little bit of audience participation here for this special alternate timeline thing that we're doing here, where if you hear Voldemort or if you hear anyone say for Voldemort and Valour, that you also say it in the chat. So please be ready for that. Otherwise, I'm going to do a quick synopsis here of what happened in the last episode for those that may not have seen it. But if you'd like to follow along with what we're doing, you can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW, where you can click on all the links for the players, and you can download a free copy of the rules if you would like to see what we're doing and try and understand what we're doing. Go check it out there. But on the last episode of Voldemort and Valour, our students were getting even deeper into this strange mystery adventure that has been going on throughout the school. We're in an alternate timeline where Voldemort never died and Harry Potter was killed by Voldemort because Scorpius Malfoy and Harry Potter's son, Albus Severus Potter, used a time turner to go back in time and try to save Cedric Diggory. However, in doing so, they caused Cedric to experience extreme humiliation and change his outlook on the world and his experience at the Triwizard Cup. They essentially caused Cedric Diggory to become a Death Eater and kill Neville Longbottom, so that Neville Longbottom never killed Nagini, and Voldemort won. So, we sort of joined these students as they're experiencing a very different kind of Hogwarts. A Hogwarts where the majority of students are Slytherin, and the school is basically run by Death Eaters and dark wizards, or wizards that are kind of allowing things to go wrong. There are a high percentage of Slytherin students and a very small percentage of Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff students. The group has sort of become embroiled in what's been going on as Scorpius Malfoy, all alone in this strange alternate timeline, has been trying to deal with the fact that he's known as the Scorpion King, the most popular kid in school, with Albus Severus nowhere to be seen as Harry Potter was killed. So, Scorpius has been trying to figure out how to manage this situation and what to do and how to prevent all of this from happening. And he's enlisted the help of these a few of the students here, specifically Olive Everglade and Alexander Pinescrew. And Olive had sort of told Maisie what had been going on. Lillian and Cornelia have sort of been the antagonists as this timeline has been going on. But they went to Professor Snape, the dark arts teacher. And if you're curious, I took a lot of things from the play The Cursed Child, but not everything. I've changed some things. He's the dark arts teacher now, sort of longing for his days as the potion teacher. And we learned that Professor Snape is sort of stuck and unhappy with everything that's been going on. And ultimately, he's extremely sad and depressed about everything that's unfurled. But they've gone to Professor Snape, and Professor Snape took Olive, Alexander, and Maisie, Olive and Alexander and Scorpius to the room of requirement, where he had a special coin, a galleon, that would chime and sort of was behaving strange. While this was going on, Maisie was trying to sort of duck out on Cornelia and Lillian. They encountered some obstacles as they were trying to follow Olive and Alexander. They ran into some Dementors and potentially could have gotten killed as a fight sort of broke out. But Professor Snape sort of ran into them and dispersed the crowd here. And when we left off at the end of the last episode, there were two figures walking down a hallway behind this woman in a portrait hanging in the room of requirement. Today's episode is going to start with Lillian, Cornelia, and Maisie, however. Maisie was just petrified, and Lillian was just tripped as this sort of whole thing was going on. Where did you go after that happened? You sort of lost your target, I guess. There were Dementors there out in the quad. But where did you head after all this happened? Cornelia and Lillian.
Oh, well, I was taking Maisie to the hospital wing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, back to the hospital wing. It seems like no matter the timeline, the players are often repeat visitors of the hospital wing. So, you've taken Lillian to the hospital wing. What about you, Maisie? Where would you have gone?
I'm in the hospital wing.
I left. I didn't have a note, so I went back to the dormitories and they went together.
And it was the pair of us that went to the hospital wing, yeah.
Okay. So, the trip to the hospital wing, Cornelia, I think you stormed off, right?
I kind of stormed towards the hospital wing. I'm assuming she's also still going. But yeah, I'm still heading that way.
Okay. So, Maisie, are you just following along? You're going to the hospital wing?
I don't imagine I would be following on with any kind of
urgency.
Compliance. I think it's safe to say I don't like Cornelia or Lillian, and I would like to be as far away from either of them as possible. So even if one of them is going to help me, I don't want to be near her. I think what I'm probably trying to do is get there myself without any help, is probably the stubborn route that I would be taking.
Okay.
So we're just walking down the same hallway, but we're like, I'm like 2 feet ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, like trying to overtake each other and like desperately trying to like get ahead of the other one in some way.
Yeah. No, I'm leading you. No, you're not.
Yeah, I can get there myself.
Okay. So, you don't really run into any issues along the way. You have a pass, even if you did. So you make it to the hospital wing. I guess both of you go ahead and make a quick and quiet roll for me. Just a body roll here.
Okay.
Is this with our relationship with each other?
You can do that, sure.
Oh, great. Why did I even ask?
Perfect.
Negative
Oh, wow.
500.
This is going to be really bad, guys.
A 7 and a 3.
That's with -3 on top.
So, Cornelia, you were the first to arrive in the hospital wing. You can see Madame Bovin there. Madame Barrows. And she's tending probably to someone's. The hospital wing is often filled these days because of there's just a lot of injuries. Even more so than your timeline, which is insane, frankly. But there's a lot of injuries. Spells are cast on students and house elves, and there's a lot of injuries, and we need to reuse these people. So, there's a bit of a little bit of a bustle going on here as you enter the hospital wing. You can see Madame Barrows sort of running between beds. There's probably like a student that has all these horrible boils all over their face, and they're oozy and gross.
Excuse me, Madame Barrows.
Yes. Oh, back again.
Yes. Another student. Her name is Maisie Schuyler. She should be here soon. She needs some medical attention. I was ever so kind as to bring her here. That's why.
Oh, are you? Well, then where is she?
Oh, she should be here any second. I see.
I'm guessing I'm like falling through the door as this happens.
I think, yeah, it's up to you.
I could have made it here on my own. And I'm like limping. I'm injured and I'm jinxed. I'm like limping in. I'm like trying desperately to like hold on to any kind of my own, I don't know, like merit as possible, but definitely failing at all of this. I could have made it here on my own. You didn't have to.
Oh, I scoop her up in my... Oh, she's so willful, you know. I try... Here we go. Come on, to the bed. And I kind of guide her to the bed, being overly nice.
And I'm like desperately trying to move, but my body is not cooperating with me. My brain is full of anger, and my body my body's just not fit enough to fight at the minute.
All right, sit down here. Stop your fidgeting.
Now, madam, would it be all right if I head back to the common room now that she is safely in your care?
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you ever so much. Goodbye, Maisie.
Yeah, goodbye.
Feel better soon. And I turn around and head back to the...
What seems to be the trouble?
You see, I had another student. I mean, it was Petrificus Totalis was and then a counter jinx, and I'm okay. I'm just very tired, and I don't think my arm works. Lift it up, and it just like
yes, floppy arm. Got it.
She sort of puts her hand underneath your elbow and does this, you know?
Yeah. And I think my knees as well. I think I fell on my knees a little bit, and I kind of can't really see.
All right, drink this.
And she just like shoves like a potion into your mouth.
Just drink the whole thing in one swig. Drink the whole thing. There you are. That's good. Yes.
I did it.
Very well. Now give it a moment.
And suddenly it just... Like you just... There's a horrible gassy... Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's normal.
Oh.
You start to feel yourself start to like get extra fidgety, like your limbs start to flail about, and you start to like flop on the bed a little bit. And she says,
Don't worry, it'll only last a moment.
I feel like a fish. Oh. Oh, you didn't make it stop. I feel like a fish.
Suddenly you go like rigid, like as if you were hit by the Petrificus totalis again. And you relax.
Oh. Is that it? Is there another level or something? Is this it? Did I finish? Is
Just
it done?
some rest. But not too long. We need the bed.
Okay. I
We
mean,
have some more house elves coming in.
do you want me to go? I could go back to the. Am I well enough to go back to the common room?
She gets in like really close. She pulls down like a big magnifier that makes her eyeball super huge. And then she says,
Now, Miss Jinx. You said it was a Petrificus totalis.
Yes.
It appears to have been removed, however, quite skillfully. All right, just some rest for that one then. But you can do so in your dormitory.
Okay, I guess I'll just leave then.
Excellent.
And I kind of stand up really tentatively, not sure if my fish are gonna feel like feet. My feet are gonna feel like fish, and
your fish definitely feel like feet.
my fish definitely feel like feet. And I kind of, I guess I'm like chittering and sort of sliding around a little bit all over the floor. But yeah, I guess I kind of make it up, and with as much of my bride intact as possible, not very much of it, I'm gonna try and make it back to the common room.
Sure. So yeah, you get down out of bed, and yeah, I think like they have these sort of harsh, quick remedies for a lot of things, as opposed to proper bed rest and whatnot in this timeline, just to get people in, get people out of the hospital wing, because there's a pretty high turnover. And yeah, you start to head out. Now, Cornelia, where were you?
Yes.
Were you headed back to the common room?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
But
making
I
sure
might
you
be-
weren't making a pit stop or anything.
No pit stops. I might be walking a little slower than usual because it's ever so rare to be out and about at this time by myself. But yeah, I'm on my way back. I want to get back to Lillian.
Okay. Lillian, how are you doing in the common room?
I think that I'm probably very anxiously like pacing, because I'm like, I wasn't allowed to hear the drama. I wasn't allowed to stay. Right previously to me leaving, Cornelia said she would murder for me. So I'm just like pacing in front of the door, just like back and forth, like pretending to be cool because there's people around. But I'm like, what's over there? Nothing. My reflection. What's over here? Nothing. I'm just very casual. Very casual.
Okay. So you're probably waiting a good like 20 minutes or so. And I think that there's not too much longer until class starts. Let me see here. Yeah, because I think this happened at like, was it before? I think it was after lunch. I can't remember when we started. Was it in the morning?
It was right after some meal, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah,
right
it
after
was-
breakfast, I think.
Yeah, right after.
Right after
Okay.
breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So, class would probably be starting, like, second period would be starting soon. So you're probably getting, like, a little anxious. But Cornelia makes her way through the door.
Oh my god. Are you okay? Did she punch you, or are you? I'm like
No.
checking her limbs, making sure she has all of them.
Lillian, I'm fine. It's really good. Yes.
I'm just gonna throw my arms. You said you would murder for me.
Of course I would. You stupid idiot. Of course I would. She was so stupid.
Really, really aggressive, but I really felt that thing.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It's just, I don't know what happened. It's just, she said some things and then the things happened. And then it's almost as if there was something within me that was unearthed and had to come out and was very, very angry.
It was probably your family spirit just blossoming out of your chest.
Maybe that's what would happen if I had to, take care of the muggles. Well, I guess I can be relied upon.
Of course. I could have died out there.
Are you okay?
And you did and I was,
Yes. Are you okay?
My ego is hurt, but I think I'm fine.
Well,
Shortly thereafter, Maisie walks into the common room. Or Maisie, I'm assuming, did you go right back to the common room?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't think I could have made it anywhere else. Yeah, I'm going straight
Okay.
back to the corner.
Yeah, you would have gotten a permission slip to walk through the back to the common room or whatever without an escort. But yeah, right in the middle of your conversation that you're having, probably by the door, Lillian and Cornelia, Maisie walks in.
oh my god.
I could have died. Easy.
And what a shame that would have been.
Got a little more oomph in her than I thought she did, honestly. I'm kind of impressed.
Excuse me, I have things to do. No.
Oh,
Very
hey,
busy, busy, busy Maisie.
Busy little bee.
I'd like to go straight past them, and I want to go to Olive's dorm.
Sure, do you allow her past?
Yeah, I think that I'm
yeah.
personally exhausted from the day. I'm like, I'm just gonna let her go.
I feel like I have threatened her life enough to this moment, so I might save some for later, but
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Maisie, you head to Olive's room.
Yeah. And knock on the door.
Yes, come in.
Oh. Just push the door open just a tiny. Is Olive here?
No, I don't know where she is. Why?
Okay. I'm sorry to have disturbed you, I guess. Do you know when she'll be back?
I have no idea. I thought maybe she might be with you, or perhaps the Scorpion King.
She's with the Scorpion King. Is that...
I don't know, you tell me.
I mean, I don't know. She just helps me with potions. She's very good at them, actually. So you don't know where she might be or where she likes to, go and visit in the castle? It's not really anywhere to visit. You don't have any ideas? Except for the Scorpion King.
You can see that Talia Finney, Tressie Mallard, is sort of, she's trying to like eyeball you. Try and convince her, please.
Oh, do I use my house benefit? Is this with my relationship with Olive?
No. Unfortunately not.
All right. I'm gonna risk it. Damn it.
No, I don't know where they are.
Right.
If they are
okay.
together.
If they can I want to know she's telling the truth.
You can try
Can I
and read
notice
between the
something?
lines.
Bear with me. It would be helpful if I pressed the right button. And this isn't with my relationship with Olive, no.
This would not be. No.
Oh,
Okay. You can read them like a book. Choose 2 from the Read Between the Lines list.
I'm so sorry I haven't got this up. Sorry, friends. Are they telling the truth?
No.
How can I get them to trust me?
You have to convince Tressie that you didn't know that Olive and the Scorpion King were friends or chatting or something.
Okay. So, it's Tressie, right?
Yes, it is.
So,
So pink in here. It's so pink.
How do you know about, how did you find out about her and this Scorpion King? Like, does everybody know? Am I the last person to know?
Try and convince
Can
her.
you tell me? I would like to automatically succeed on my convince roll.
Okay.
Does everybody know? Am I the last person to know? When did you find out? Tell me everything.
Come in. And she sort of grabs you and says,
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not.
It's rather dire news, I'm afraid.
What do you mean dire news?
Oh. I was headed to class for the dark arts, you understand? And I saw Olive, the Scorpion King, and Professor Snape talking. I was a little curious, of course. So I listened. And you wouldn't believe what I heard.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
It appears that Professor Snape, the Scorpion King, and Olive are, well, they're trying to do something. They're trying to change things.
Change things? Like how? Oh my goodness, you know all of the great gossip. What do you mean?
I don't know if I should tell you.
Well, who am I going to tell? Let's face it.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I told Headmistress Umbridge already.
Oh. Well, then we don't need to worry about it, I guess.
I even saw them with that Ravenclaw student.
Oh. Really? Okay. Oh, well, where was this?
They went to some strange hallway in the school. Saw a door and everything, and followed them.
Oh. And you told Professor Umbridge exactly where it was. I'm very surprised that she didn't.
Of course I did. I'm a very good student.
But she would have needed your help. I mean, how long ago was it? Should you go back and show her where it was? I mean, clearly Olive's not back yet, so maybe they haven't caught them yet.
I don't know. I did my due diligence.
Whereabouts was it? Come on, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So,
Are you calling me a horse?
Oh no, it's an expression. No, definitely not. No, it's an expression.
Never
Not at all.
heard that expression before.
Oh my goodness, no, not at all. You are the least horse-like thing I've ever seen in my life. It's
We need
just.
another convince roll.
Oh God.
Maybe we can see if something happens. I'm so curious, but we have to be very sneaky.
Of course. I mean, whereabouts was it? Where was it near in the castle?
It's by the central tower, and you know where the long gallery is. It's
The long gallery.
yes, up the
Is
stairs.
that the one with the picture with the pigs?
Up the stairs.
Okay. Okay. And then
Come
then
on,
where?
let's see if we can see something. Maybe they'll be using some spells.
Well,
Maybe there'll be a fight.
what did the headmistress say to you when you told her? Did she tell you to come back to your room? What did she say? I wouldn't want you to get in trouble, that's all.
She said to come back to the room, of course. She just wants to make sure that I'm safe, you know?
So maybe I could go and find out, because I mean I have this note from the hospital wing. I was just in the
Disintegrated.
hospital. Oh. I mean maybe you should stay, because if I'm there, then I mean I can investigate it and I can pretend that
Need
it
another
was just
convince
by
roll.
accident, because oh god.
You're asking a lot here.
She says, look, I think maybe it's best if I stay. I'm very worried, you see. Yeah, I want to see what's happening, but at the same time, well, maybe we can go. Let's go together.
Okay, sure, but we're going to need to have a reason. I'm just wondering if, okay, so you see, I was in the hospital wing earlier because I wasn't feeling very well. And,
Tressy's
and I
sort
had
of like,
this... Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'm okay now. It was just that
Is
my...
it boils?
No. My hand just kind of stopped
Warts.
working a little bit,
Oh.
and it was anyway. I drank this very large potion, and then I was told that it was okay to come back to the common room and to rest here. But I mean, what if I didn't feel better and somebody had to escort me to the hospital wing? I mean, maybe we could say that if we got caught.
Caught? Maybe. Well, I guess that's better than nothing. I do really want to see that fight.
You think they're fighting? Why would they be fighting?
I don't know, I'm just hoping.
I mean, what were they doing?
Well, it seemed like they were talking about something they shouldn't be talking about. I thought I heard something about a time turner.
A time turner? What do you know about time turners? I didn't even think that they were real before today.
Well, I didn't know. So I asked another student. You know, one of the boys from the 5th years.
Oh, that look tells me everything I need to know. Who was it?
It was Gideon Knight.
Oh, I don't know if I know who that one is.
Well, he's very tall and strong, and he's on the Quidditch team. He's a beta.
Oh, I see. Wow, he must be really strong. Well, what did he say? What did he tell you? I mean, he must have told you everything. I don't see why he
well,
wouldn't have.
he didn't know anything, but he heard something from Robert Mulberry, and Robert heard something from Sharon Sweetleaf, but Sharon heard something from Charlotte Willows, because Charlotte is, well, she's 7th year, and she had heard about time turners before.
But what did she? What do you know? What did she?
I don't know much. I know that it has something to do with being able to go back in time.
Being able to go back in time. Right. So why would Olive and a Slytherin boy and Professor Snape?
Not just a Slytherin boy, but also a
the
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw boy. The
that
Ravenclaw.
smelly
I'm sorry.
one that everyone's always throwing papers and things at.
Yes, I'm sorry. The Ravenclaw boy. I'm sorry. I just and also the Scorpion King. I mean, why would he choose her, right? Why would he choose her?
I don't know, but when I told Headmistress Umbridge, she wasn't surprised to hear it about Snape.
She wasn't.
No, she said.
We should go.
She
Do you
said
want
that
to
she'd
tell me on
always
the way?
suspected him.
Would you like to tell me on the way? What do you mean always suspect? Do you have a bag? Would you like to? I think I just need my note. I've got my
All
note.
right, come with me.
What do you mean she always suspected him? Of what?
And she's like, she hops up and starts to sort of, head out. And, just keep quiet.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just suddenly realized that we were probably on limited time to be able to go and see, discover
Yes,
them.
Come on.
Okay, I'm coming. Hurry behind her.
We can break off from the kids going to class.
Okay, let's do that. Right.
So, Cornelia, you and Lillian are getting ready for class, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabbing your stuff, getting ready to head to your next class. And you can see that Maisie and, Maisie heads back into the common room. One of you can try and notice something for me or read a person, but one of you. Who would you like it to be? And it'll be with your relationship with Maisie.
Okay, well, I have a -1
Same.
with Maisie. Okay.
Why don't you notice something?
Why don't I notice something?
Why do you notice something better than mine or worse than mine? Mine's a -1.
I think it's literally the exact same. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Oops. I forgot to put in the -1, so 7.
Okay. So, you definitely see Maisie. On a 7 to 9, you can ask me one from the notice something list there.
Okay. Well, okay. Is there anyone or anything sneaking around? Is that...
Maisie is not alone. You've never seen her hang out with Tressie Mallard, the sort of Dolores Umbridge mini-clone.
Even her name is bad.
Yeah.
Tressie Mallard.
But, yeah, you can
Someone
see...
in the chat is like, wow, that's my name.
You can see that they're sort of making a rush for the door together.
Lillian,
What?
Maisie is with Tressie Mallard, and they seem to be up to something.
Tressie Mallard.
Tressie Mallard.
Maisie.
Yes.
And they left.
Yeah.
Together.
Yes. Should we?
Yeah.
I mean, should
Yeah.
we? Yeah.
1000%.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes.
So there's
I
a
would like to.
there's a prefect that takes everybody to class, usually, and you would like to do what?
I was just gonna say I would like to stalk them.
Okay. Now, Maisie, are you waiting for the prefect with Tressie? Are you using the prefect before you go off? How are you doing this?
Yeah, I think we're waiting for the last of the people to go on. Would the prefects go in at the back of the people who are leaving? Like everyone leaves the common room and there's a prefect that stays
I
behind
think they're
them?
usually in the front and they're just kind of like
Okay.
leading the way.
Then yeah, I think we'd wait. Probably not quite at the back, but like a few people in, so we could kind of break off and not be the last people running down the corridor in the other direction.
Okay. And you're trying to be basically the four of you are trying to be stealthy here. You and Tressie
Yes.
and Cornelia and Lillian. Okay. How to do this? I think we're gonna need quick and quiet rolls from Maisie and from one of you two, Lillian and Cornelia.
I'll
and
go.
you roll your relationship with the other.
With Cornelia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does mine roll with a relationship work?
No, because it'd be with Tressie. Okay.
That's with the +2.
Okay. So, as you are making your way to class, which would be probably Transfiguration, which is kind of nearby that hallway and that staircase to sort of go up to the next floor to head to the room of requirement. Maisie,
Mm-hmm.
you go quickly or quietly? Which do you do?
Quickly. Definitely quickly. I think it's just speed that's of the essence here. And yeah, I think we slot in maybe 4 or 5 people from the back. And as we come out of the common room, I think they must turn. I'm trying to get my bearings on the map, but I think we turn off from them and kind of quickly bolt down that corridor in as opposed to like hiding in the shadows behind every single pillar or something like that. We just quickly go down there.
Okay. As you're rushing off with Tressie and sort of abandoning the rest of the class, Lillian, you and Cornelia notice this, but they're moving really fast. How do you fail as you try and rush after them?
Yes.
I think it's probably like a classic pile-up situation. We're not really communicating because we're trying to be quiet. So I'm scooting forward very quickly, and then Cornelia is scooting forward very quickly, and we're like trying to push to see what's happening over each other, and then somebody ends up, bumping something over, probably a suit of armor.
Oh yeah,
know.
you just
Painting off
smash
the
into
wall.
a suit. Yeah, smashing into a suit of armor, and the prefect, which is Ava Larchmont, says,
What are you doing back there?
I
Can you not
stubbed my toe.
be
I
such
stubbed
a
my toe.
klutz? First
You know what?
year.
I am trying my absolute hardest, but I think I need to sit down for a second because I stubbed my toe so bad. If you would allow me to just check it out really fast before I keep on.
Sure,
it
you
really
can
hurts.
just stay there while a Dementor comes and sucks out your soul.
Okay, I guess I'll just check out my toe then. Whatever. Ugh.
you can try and convince.
I would like to automatically succeed on this convince roll.
Okay. Your house benefit for Slytherin.
I've been holding it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna fail.
She says, fine, but you can stay there. If a Dementor comes by, I'm not helping.
Completely understandable, but I've come from, like a really good family, so my magic's pretty fine. Thank you, anyways, for your care and consideration, whatever
She
your name
rolls
is.
her eyes and starts to turn. All right, first years, follow me. Come on to class. Cornelia, are you trying to stay behind with Lillian?
Yes.
Gonna
Yes,
need a
of
convince
course.
roll from you too.
Okay. Great. Can I use my relationship with Lillian
Definitely.
to assist? Okay,
Depends
cool.
on how you convince. An 8. Gotta choose one.
Yes. Okay.
Has to involve Lillian though.
They go along with it for now. I should really help her. You see, she can't even stand up. She probably needs someone to hold her up. So that, yeah, look at her. Oh, she's, it's okay.
My toe.
Just make sure you pick up all that armor and put it back into place.
Yes, of course.
First years.
Shakes her head.
Just be careful about those Dementors.
And
Come on, let's go, first years. Don't walk into any suits of armor.
She's so rude. Okay, quick, let's get the armor and then keep going. How about...
Yes.
Okay, what if we just leave the armor and we keep going?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we switch scenes. Inside the room of requirement, we see two figures walking towards the face of the portrait here, the front of the portrait, and you can see that Olive, Alexander, Scorpius, and Professor Snape are sort of patiently waiting as the portrait opens. And you can see Undesirables 1 and 2, Ronald Weasley and Hermione Granger, step down out of the portrait.
He shouldn't be here.
Is this safe? Are they secure here? Are we protected?
Ronald and Hermione look very haggard and sort of dirty and sort of a little beaten up. Hermione looks very different than the audience would see her in the movies and whatnot. She's a lot like her sort of first year self. Her hair is all sort of messy and unkempt, and her shoulders are like a little bit slumped. Ron is in comparison to the real timeline, where Ron has a bit of a pot belly. He's a bit haggard here. He's thin, but he doesn't look good. Like he looks very weary, and as they sort of emerge from the portrait, he tries to help Hermione down, but she just kind of pushes his hand away. And he looks a bit dejected and looks up. And he says,
You want to tell us what that call was about? I thought we weren't going to do this anymore. I have to be honest, I don't really want to do this anymore. It's important. Alright, well get on with it. Who's this lot? Are you getting students involved? Again? What's wrong with you? Last time you tried to get students involved, a lot of people got hurt.
Mr. Weasley, do you really think that I would reach out to you unless it was of dire importance?
All right, well, spit it out then. What's this all about?
Excuse me. I don't mean to interject here, but...
Hey. I know you. You're Scorpius Malfoy! Why is he here? What are you doing, Snape? Is this some kind of joke? Is Umbridge in on this? Are you trying to get us caught?
It's not what you think.
Really? Oh, so he's not Scorpius Malfoy?
No, he is, but he's not.
He's not from this time.
He's a different Scorp. Yeah.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hermione sort of speaks up for the first time. She sort of like moves her hair out of the way.
He used a time turner. And,
Oh, what?
He tried to use a time turner to save an innocent child's life, and when he went back to his own time, everything was different. He said that where he's from, Harry Potter lived.
Hey, don't you dare joke about that.
I'm not joking.
She's not joking. That's what he said. And I saw it, and it looks real.
He said everything's different.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Are you saying that you have a time turner? I do. Wait a minute. Let me try to understand this. You have a time turner. What did you use it for?
I tried with Harry Potter's son, Albus.
Albus? Harry Potter's son?
Yes.
Ron, just listen.
We were trying to save Cedric Diggory. Hermione and Ron sort of like look at each other.
What?
Cedric Diggory.
What about Cedric Diggory?
We knew his father, and he was still destitute over the loss of his son. We were trying to help and save him.
So you went back with the time turner? How many turns did you make?
A lot.
You're not supposed to use the time turner like that. So if you went back to save Cedric, I don't understand what happened. Wait a minute. Wait. Cedric is a Death Eater now. Cedric killed Neville. Cedric killed Neville? And Neville was at the battle. So what was different in your timeline?
Cedric died.
He died. So Cedric died. When did he die? In the battle? No, in the Tri-Wizard Cup. They both like look at each other, and then Hermione sort of like turns away. The Tri-Wizard Cup? Yes. What do you mean he was supposed to die? He won with Harry Potter in my timeline. But Harry... Wait. Harry saw Voldemort. It was a port key. Yes. Cedric went with him. He went with him and Voldemort killed Cedric Diggory. Killed him? Why'd he kill a Death Eater? Ron, he wasn't a Death Eater yet. Alright, I get it. So, alright, so he died at the port key with Voldemort. So, what happened different? Well, nearest we can tell, it appears that Neville Longbottom had killed the Dark Lord's snake, Nagini. What does that have to do with... Wait. He and Hermione look at each other. Do you think... Horcrux? Nagini's a Horcrux. Nagini's a Horcrux.
Nagini's a what?
Never mind. So if Nagini's a Horcrux, and Neville was supposed to kill Nagini, we couldn't find the last one. That was the last one. Right. So, if Harry fought Voldemort, and that was the last one, maybe things would have gone different. Well, this is too much. I think I'm having some sort of headache. Oh. Ron, it's not that hard. So, what you're saying is that Harry's alive? Yes, Harry's alive. And you went back in time, and you did this? You did this. It's your fault?
He didn't mean to. He was just trying to do a good thing, and then a bad thing happened because of it.
He didn't know.
All right, so good intentions then. Mr. Weasley. What do you want? Death Eater? Mr. Weasley. You're not listening. Oh, and what are you going to tell me, Snape? Huh? What are you going to tell me? The boy still has a time turner. Oh. Do you have it? You have it with you? Yes, I do. Wait, what are we doing? Hermione, you have to be mad. You want to use that thing again? Ron, it can't get any worse, can it? This place is like hell compared to where I'm from. Surely Surely that you must be able to imagine a better place than this. I just don't know how to do it. All right, you need to run me through everything that you did. You need to tell me when you went back, how many turns you did, and you need to tell me exactly what... I'm not exactly sure. What do you mean you're not exactly sure? Albus is the one that used the time turner. So you don't know how many turns you made? We will have to figure it out. Well, don't look at me. This is way over my head. All right, give me the time turner. You want it?
Scorpius starts to take off the necklace, the time turner. Hermione looks at it and she says,
That's my... Where did you get that?
"Oh, we stole it."
Stole it from where?
Well, does it matter?
Not exactly.
She like walks over and she looks at it. Says,
Huh. It looks just the same.
Ron is sort of like peeking, looking at her hand. They get like a little close for a second, and then Hermione looks at him and they sort of separate. What's wrong? From what I understood, you well, you two should be... He sort of looks at both of them.
Should be what? Are we dead in your timeline or something?
No, you're married.
What? Married? To Ron? You must be joking. No, not exactly. I'm very serious. That is the most terrifying thing you say so far.
All right, well, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? Sure, I'm all right.
Yes. All right, so we need to figure out exactly what's going on. And what about these two? Why are you bringing students here?
It's the other way around, excuse you. We brought this to Professor Snape in the first place.
Yeah, technically we were here first, so it's why we bring in undesirables here, I guess is what we should be asking.
Well, don't look at me. I'm only number 2. She's number 1. Always had to be first.
She gives him the death stare.
All
More
right, all right.
importantly, are we safe here?
Safe here? I don't think
Yes.
so. I mean, it's been a long time, the room of requirement. Umbridge knows where this place is, though, Snape. You know that, right? She broke in here once.
I'm well aware, which leads me to believe that it is unlikely that she would suspect myself. and the supposed Scorpion King to be here at all, colluding in any sort of way.
Well, we can't be too sure. Is there some kind of protective spell you could do? Something to prevent her from seeing us or hearing what we're doing? Or could we go back through that portrait that you lot
we had
came
to
in
sneak
through?
through Hogsmeade. That wasn't exactly safe, if you know what I mean.
Right, well,
Can we just use the time turner?
let's
we
not
need to
use it
figure
more.
out exactly how many turns need to be done. We have to do this very precisely, or we could end up in some sort of horrible place. Well, it could be a different time. We might screw things up worse.
Well, how do we figure that out? How would we ever know?
Well, I'm going to need to go through everything with Scorpius. He'll have to tell me exactly what they did step by step, where they were, and then I'll have to do some maths.
Right, okay, well, what can we do in the meantime?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? The two of you are literally the most notorious resistance members, the freedom fighters themselves. How do you not have a plan for us once it's actually here? This is our chance to change things. What on earth are we supposed to be doing? We can't just sit here and wait to be found out.
What exactly do you expect from us? I don't understand. You think that we are some sort of resistance?
Yes, that's exactly what I think.
There's
I'm 11
nothing
bloody
left.
years old, and I have been raised to hope for a better future. And now that I'm looking the two people that I've been taught to look up to my entire bloody life in the eyes, they're telling me there's no plan. I'm just supposed to hope that Umbridge doesn't walk through the door and stop us? I don't care if it's busy work. You're going to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Look, you gotta understand, even when we were kids and we were going through so many different things, we were never good at this. We just sort of fell into it. I don't know, we got by. That's all it is, really. You just have to survive and hope for the best. It's really a lot of luck. And being in the right place, I suppose. Look,
Aren't you scared?
scared? You joking? Of course I'm scared. That's all we are anymore. We're just sort of running from place to place. This is the first time I've seen Hermione in over a year now. Besides,
Please.
look at it like this. The only reason we even got through any of that stuff was because, well, we had Hermione. Did you just compliment me, Ronald Weasley? You're probably hearing things. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Scorpius, why don't you tell me exactly what happened? Step by step.
I will see if we can put up any sort of defense against the inquisitorial squads.
Could I help, Professor?
I don't think so, Miss Everglade. You are still a first year. defensive spells?
No, Professor.
Very well. Then I shall have to teach you something. If you think you can understand something advanced.
Absolutely.
And you, Mr. Pinescrew.
I'm not feeling great, so I'm just gonna save my energy for later a little for now. I'll leave the magic to people who can concentrate on it.
Very well. If you wish to remain bullied, if you wish to remain misunderstood, if you wish to remain as you are, then you can do nothing. If you wish for something more, if you wish to stop this, if you wish to change, then perhaps it will require more. Do you wish to change, Mr. Pinescrew?
Yeah, but I'm just...
Do you wish to change, Mr. Pinescrew?
Yeah.
Then say it again.
Yeah, I want to change.
What will you tell the bullies that tease you? What will you tell those who jinx you? What will you tell them when you stand up for yourself?
It's enough.
I don't believe you, Mr. Pinescrew.
I stand up and dust myself off and stand as tall as I can, which isn't very tall at all. That's enough.
Show courage for me, Alex. On an 8, when you show courage, you stand strong, but are still scared of this terror. Please choose one.
You're terrified and everyone knows it. But at least you're still here.
So what do you look like when you sort of join Olive and Professor Snape?
I stand next to them. I'm trying to stand as straight as I can, but I'm shaking a little bit. And you can see it in my face. You know, I'm scared, but I'm determined not to let that stop me this time.
You gain a +1 forward when you challenge this terror. And I think for you, what would this terror be?
I think it's generally messing up is kind of how I was thinking about it, but if I was to be more specific, like putting myself out there, like getting involved is kind of more specifically what I'm afraid to do. And I'm more used to keeping my head down and just skirting around the danger or whatever, you know, not getting involved in conflict when I can. So I guess facing harm is, I think, the most specific I can be.
Okay. I will be casting several enchantments to protect against any wrongdoings and such, but one thing that you may try that is beyond a first year's knowledge. That may help you is to use a shield charm. It is a 4th year spell. However, I am a very good teacher. He starts to flourish his wand, and he casts the Protego spell. And you see basically like a quick flourish of energy in front of Snape as he casts this spell. However, at the same time that he does so, there's another noise that begins to... That is not a good sign. What was that?
It wasn't me.
Did someone find us?
There is apparently a chime that starts to go off. You can see that there is it's probably like a cracked bell that is chiming in the room. It must be the alarm.
Alarm?
What for?
We are possibly coming under attack.
Is there another way out? Secret exit?
We can't go through the portrait. We had to sneak through Hogsmeade.
Well, how much more time do you need to figure out the calculations?
I'm going as fast as I can.
Oh, I'm not criticizing, just asking.
We're going to need a minute.
Okay, well then we huddle around them in a circle and try and protect them while they finish their work. Is that enough?
We can try to shield them. You will take the other side. However, I will guard the door.
Okay. Okay.
Maisie.
Hello?
You and Tressie walk up the stairs, and as you do, you can see Headmistress Umbridge and several other mean-looking professors approaching this location that Tressie talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Dolores Umbridge is probably just outside the room, and she says,
The room of requirement. Of course. I should have suspected Snape much sooner. Ogilvy. Why don't you let the professor know that we are here?
And you see the probably the extra mean looking professor cast a spell probably at the wall, and there's like a probably flame comes shooting out and blasts at the wall, leaving a scorch mark.
Oh, again.
I would like to try and cast a spell.
What are you doing?
I'd like to try and cast a Trip Jinx on the mean professor who is,
Ogilvy.
yeah. Gonna try, guys.
You can try.
Oh!
That's a 9. So that's a partial success. 7 to 9, the spell succeeds, but there are side effects. Choose 2.
I think someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell, and the spell has a diminished effect.
Okay. So I think what happens is normally the Trip Jinx probably sticks people's feet together and they just kind of like fall over. This time, I think the feet sort of like stick together and you just kind of like force him to wobble a bit. He doesn't fall all the way over. And he sort of like, he drops his wand though. And he's sort of like, he's wobbling a bit. And she says,
I'd like
Ogilvy, what are you doing? Oh, what is it?
and she sort of,
A student? What are you doing here?
I would like to immediately try and cast another spell.
she like turns around with her wand ready. What are you casting?
Are there any other teachers between Umbridge and me?
It's two teachers. It looks like 2 professors in Umbridge.
Okay, the other professor, not Umbridge, the other professor, I would like to cast Incendio and try and set fire to his robes.
Okay. That's a 14. Yes. So,
Oh my god.
explain what happens.
So from down the hall, I imagine there to be kind of like these little side pillars in the side, and I like to think that I popped back, so my back was against the wall, and then kind of popped out, turned around, and immediately saw her with the wand, and thought, as quickly as I possibly could, I'm just gonna go for it, and went for it. And he's wearing like this long cape, and it's actually right in the bottom corner, and I only really intended to set fire to it a tiny little bit to make it hot and to distract him. But actually, given that, I imagine I probably literally set fire to this poor man.
Okay.
And I think I'm very shocked by it.
Umbridge says,
Malfeasance!
and she looks towards you and she casts a spell at you. I think she would probably require you. Yeah, tough it out. She's gonna cast a spell at you. Try and tough it out. Roll plus your body.
Okay.
Okay. So the hit takes you off guard. So she casts a Petrificus Totalis at you, and it's going to catch you off guard. Choose 2 from the 7 to 9 list on Tough It Out there.
I am knocked out of position, putting me in more danger. And I think that's just far away from this place where I've been able to sneak out of and like snap against the wall and sneak out of. I don't know what I would have on me other than my wand that would be something important to lose. So I think that the only other thing is that I would take an appropriate condition, and I imagine that that's probably going to be injured, considering it was a Petrificus Totalis.
Yeah, I think that the spell probably didn't hit you fully, so I think maybe like part of your body is just kind of like frozen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it's probably the same arm that went before. In that case, the same arm that I can. Petrificus Totalis twice in a day. Yeah. It's just I can't really feel it, and it's all like weird and doesn't work. Yeah. It's my right arm.
Okay. Yeah. And Umbridge says,
Get into that room! I will handle the malfeasance. Just some first year. Oh, Headmistress Umbridge, I saw her. She was trying to...
I want to try and use my arm that doesn't work to, like, elbow her out of the way.
struggle.
Oh, great. It's the one that I've now got a condition on.
Ooh. Okay. So you try and like hit Tressie, and she says,
Oh, do you see, Headmistress? I was trying to warn you, but she hurt me. Oh, it's so...
she's like trying to hold her stomach or something.
Oh, it was horrible. There was a fight. I was trying to come get you. I saw her. She was saying that she was going to cause trouble. Oh, Miss Mallard, don't you worry. I will make sure she pays.
Why would you? Are the two guys? Are they still on fire? Are they still trying to get into the room?
One of them is on fire. The other one's like he's take his shoes off. As you can see, he's taking his shoes off to get out of the trip jinx.
Okay.
And he's gotten out of the shoes, and he's casting spells at the wall right now. You can see that some of the brick is like exposed and whatnot.
I would like to try and cast Expelliarmus on. Oh man, who do I choose? On the teacher that had the trip jinx that's fighting the wall.
Ogilvy. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, team, for helping me out with that spell. It's the second year, right?
Expelliarmus. Yep.
Okay. Thanks, squad. Oof.
Partial success. I choose two from the list.
Someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell. Can't be one of the other players taking a condition because there's nobody here. My one thrown from my hands. I don't want it to have a diminished effect because it needs to work. It really needs to work right now. So I guess the only option is for my wand to be thrown from my hands and landing nearby.
Okay. So you cast the spell. Umbridge tries to put up a Protego because she's expecting you to hit her, I think, with some kind of spell, but you go after the other professor. So she puts up a Protego spell, but she just barely misses as your spell connects. And you can see Ogilvy's wand sort of like go flying. And as it does so, the door sort of comes flying off of its hinges from inside the room of requirement, comes flying off the hinges, and we see Professor Snape with a wand at the end of the hallway. And he says, Headmistress Umbridge, I've wanted to do this for some time. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my
god.
Gosh.
Can we talk about whack playing 4 characters at once?
I literally can't.
Yeah.
I have nothing to
And like actually being able to follow each character just by voice. Jeez.
Thank you. I'm glad you
Whack
liked
the
it.
juggling, the DM of juggling.
Juggling 4 characters in the air.
It just means that I'm insane, more insane than you thought. So
No, about as much as previously thought. Yes.
great, thank you. We're gonna take a little bit of a break here, folks. If you haven't done so, please make sure you follow all of these lovely people. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW. Click the links, go follow them on all the things. And if you want to help support them in a monetary way and you have yourself a Twitch Prime or an Amazon Prime, link them up. Get yourself some emotes. Go support them. They totally deserve it. They're fantastic. And if you want to help support Table Story in a non-monetary way, you can follow us here on Twitch, twitch.tv/tablestory, and on YouTube, we're Table Story there. If you want to help support us in a monetary way, you can check out our Patreon, tablestory.tv/pledge, where we've got MP3 versions of the shows that we do. We have lore. We have podcasts that we do. We have artwork. Murgles did some lovely artwork for Witchcraft and Wizardry that you can check out. Otherwise, we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight for more Voldemort and Valour. Today is the final episode of the Voldemort and Valour arc. Today's the last day. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody, to Table Stories, Voldemort and Valour. Welcome back. We return as Professor Snape faces off against Headmistress Dolores Umbridge. Alex, you and Olive see Professor Snape fling the door open and walk out into the hallway. What do you do?
Just out of character clarification, is it just Hermione assisting Scorpius with the time turner?
No. I would say yeah. It's Hermione and Scorpius working with the time turner. Ron is sort of looking a bit flabbergasted as he sees Snape sort of like burst into the hallway. He probably would yell after him, "What are you doing, Snape? No!"
Good defense, best offense, or something.
Oh,
Olive
bloody hell.
pulls her wand out from her robes and chases after Snape to stand behind him.
Yeah, I head up to take defensive postures at the door as well.
Yeah, Ron would be standing next to Professor Snape, and he looks over at him and he says, "This is something I never thought I'd see. Hey there, frog face."
Oh! Oh! Undesirable! Undesirable! Number 2! And you're working with him, Severus? How dare you! How dare you!
And Ron casts a spell and sort of flings his wand. And we start to see like some spells being exchanged. Professor Umbridge throws up a shield charm. But you can see that she's surrounded by someone that's on fire. And there's another professor that he's scrambling to the floor. He's grabbing his wand. He's got a wand on the floor. Olive and Alexander, what are you doing? Professor Snape and Ron are basically throwing spells back and forth at Dolores Umbridge.
I'm going to aim for the professor reaching for his wand. And Olive says, "Immobulus!"
I try to cast Wingardium Leviosa on the professor's wand that's on the ground.
Okay. Each of you cast a spell.
Does this count as facing my fear?
Absolutely.
Okay. I've just put it as a relationship. Figured that works easiest. Magic. Oh, actually, it's Wingardium Leviosa's in my spell bank. There we go.
Ooh.
I'm jinxed, that's why it was so bad.
Ooh. Okay. So, first things first. You cast Immobulus. That's a second year spell. Did you make sure that you minus the 1 for that?
Yep.
Okay. So, what happens as you cast the spell on Professor Ogilvy?
So Immobulus is supposed to immobilize and stop the actions of the target. I would say someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell, because Olive's just rushed out of nowhere and is screaming at the top of her lungs. And I would say the spell has a diminished effect. It's supposed to like freeze frame them entirely so they can't move a muscle. And I would imagine maybe just because it's her first time casting it, it's like more of moving very, very slowly because she didn't like nail it quite right.
Okay, so you see Professor slowly like reaching for the wand in like ultra slow motion. Alexander, you got a 6, unfortunately. What goes wrong here for you? Because the spell is going to rebound, and you're going to take a condition for each year past the current year.
Well, it's a first year spell, so I only take 1 condition. I don't have many to choose from. I think injured. I tried to cast it outwards, and I sort of cast it on myself a little, and then land awkwardly on my ankle, and and twisted pretty badly. I'll take the injured condition.
Okay. While this is going on, Lillian, you and Cornelia can hear this insane ruckus and sort of yelling, and then you see, I think Tressie Mallard on the stairs, sort of trying to struggle with Maisie. What do you do?
What? Why is Tressie touching you? Maisie, what's going on? What? Tressie.
Stop it! You've done your
Headmaster
bit.
Sunbridge.
Shut
It
up!
hurt me. Oh, it hurts.
Okay, Lillian, out of the two, which do we like better?
1,000% we like Maisie better than Tressie. Do you remember what she said about her eyebrows?
I know. Okay, well, here we go.
All right, what do
I
you
would
need,
like-
Maisie? What can we do?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yes, of
hate
course.
Tressie. Why would we help Tressie? She's the worst.
Anything?
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess why not? Pretty boring
Okay,
here, anyways, isn't it?
So boring.
Take a deep breath and come with me, okay?
Okay.
And I will
Okay.
grab one of them by hand, or try to grab one of them by the hand and fail with my arm that doesn't work. Oh, don't mind that. Just hold on.
Tressie's gonna
Okay.
take her wand out, and she says, she sort of like points it at all of you. And she's, don't move!
All right, Lillian's gonna cast a trip jinx on Tressie.
I think first, Tressie has her wand out. She's struggling with Maisie, so she probably would have like taken it out. And if she hears you conspiring, she's gonna take her wand out. So she's gonna get something off first, I think. She's gonna get a spell off, and I think she's gonna try and aim at one of you two. I'll just roll to see. Cornelia, she's gonna aim at you.
Okay.
Yeah, and she will probably cast. She's going to try and cast the Tarrant Allegra spell at you. And I would like
Okay.
you to try to tough it out, please.
Yes. This is so glad. Oh no.
Oh, that's a 10. It seemed more dangerous than it was. You shrug off the hit without any problem. So how do you think you avoid it?
I literally just kind of like sidestep it and just, excuse me? Really? So stupid.
Did she even try?
She's like looking around. She's like really worried now. She's got 3 people around her basically that can cast spells, and she's like just freaking out. What do you do?
I would
Lillian?
like to, I want to trip jinx her and like put my arm out in front of Cornelia and be like, ugh, don't ever touch my friend again.
Okay. An 8 is a partial success. Choose 2 from the list there of how it doesn't go perfectly.
Oh God. Okay. I think someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell.
Okay.
So I think she's gonna thud pretty hard, and people are gonna be like, "What just happened over there, behind the corner?"
And there's one more.
Oh, there's 2. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I thought
Yeah, no
there was
problem.
one. I think the spell has a diminished effect.
Okay. So you cast the spell, but the same thing kind of happens. Like her shoes sort of like stick together, and she sort of is a bit wobbly. Maisie, you're kind of like right next to her. I feel like both of you are kind of like halfway up the stairs, you know, like probably you can see like a little bit as to what's going on. And there's like spells and jinxes and things that are being thrown up above you. that are just kind of like impacting on the wall, probably right nearby. Anybody doing anything else down there?
I'd like to.
No,
I'd
go
like
ahead.
to try and cast Wingardium Leviosa on her wand.
Probably be an Expelliarmus.
I can't just make it float. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, I will, because it's not in her. It's in her hand. Okay. Ah man, that's gonna be a second year. Can I change my mind?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're gonna be matchstick again. I think we'll cast Incendio again.
Okay.
And just pray that I don't actually fully set fire to her this time. Incendio. Oh, I'm a little bit relieved.
Okay, as you try to cast Incendio, the spell recoils. I think maybe you're a little bit more worried about casting this on like a student as opposed to a teacher or something. You're worried that you might
And I
actually.
think I'm worried about actually setting her on fire after how well it went the last time. Like, I just want to distract her and get her to put it out. I don't actually want to set her on fire. I think probably
Yeah,
just
but
didn't
spell
work quite hard
rebounds,
enough.
and you're gonna take a condition.
I'm going to I'll take the upset condition because I think it's because I let myself down. I think I'm mad that I couldn't do it.
Okay. We switch back to the other sort of scene that's going on. You can see Snape and Ronald Weasley are sort of like dueling it out with Umbridge, and she's actually pretty good. Like she's sort of like knocking away a lot of the spells that are flying by, and there's sort of like stuff exploding and whatnot in the hallway. Olive, what else are you and Alexander doing? You can see that the professor that's on fire has gotten his like robe off, and he's just got like some regular clothes or whatever underneath. And he's sort of like thrown it on the floor. He's got his wand ready. What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast a spell at him. Mechanical question. If I'm casting the spell with the intent to protect Alex because I know he's injured next to me, can I roll with my relationship?
Definitely.
Okay. So Olive, her eyes kind of lock onto him and she realizes with his wand out that he can do some serious damage now that he's on fire. And she says, Verte Statum. We're gonna see how this goes.
What year is the spell?
It's a second year spell.
Okay. What was the spell?
Verte
Okay.
Statum.
Okay. That's a 7. That's a partial success. There are side effects. Choose 2, please.
I'm going to say... I'm gonna go with the same combination from last time. Definitely someone or something is alerted to the fact that she's doing this because she's acting very loud and rash with it. And it has a slightly diminished effect. The intent is to throw the victim backward as if they'd been thrown. And I would imagine it still throws him backwards, but not as if he's been thrown, but more of like shoved a little bit. Not like an impressive superhero threw you in the air kind of thing, but like it's knocked him off kilter kind of pushback.
Yeah, okay. So he kind of like falls backwards, probably pretty hard, like onto the floor behind him. He probably like rebounds off the hallway wall and spins and falls on the floor. Alexander?
I'm gonna cast Wingardium Leviosa on the headmistress. Just to make her an easier target for the two people who can actually do something. I want to try and like sneak in where she's not expecting a student to be there and see if I can get her and lift her off so they can then lay the smack down.
Okay. So, you can try. I'm going to say that this has got a -1, though, because she's not, like, I mean, she's a a small but full-size person.
Right, yeah, because it's difficult. Okay, other option then is when Professor Snape knocked the doors off, is there any rubble or anything?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I want to
Probably not from that, but probably from all the other spells that are going.
Right, yeah. I want to lift a piece of rubble over on top of Professor Umbridge.
Okay. You're going to Wingardium Leviosa a rock, basically, to drop it on her head. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a fail, unfortunately. Spell rebounds and you take a condition.
I have no choice but to take my 5th and final condition.
Oh, no.
But at least I didn't back down.
Yeah. So, Olive, you see Alex cast a spell, and basically there's a rebound. He tries to cast a spell. What does it look like when the magic rebounds, Alex?
I think it's the same as last time, but much worse this time, because my adrenaline's really going. I put a lot of effort into it, and I lift myself like way up into the air, and then poof, fall and hit the ground.
And Alex passes out. You see this, Olive?
Can I cast another spell?
You can try, sure.
I'm going to attempt to Wingardium Leviosa the same rock that Alex was trying to.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do this both in defense of him, to protect him, and to prove that he knows what he's doing, and that's a good idea.
So are you hovering the rock? You're still trying to do it and drop it on Headmaster Umbridge?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a 9. The spell succeeds, but there are side effects. Choose 2.
Okay. What kind of diminished effect could it have?
You tell me.
Okay. I think that the spell itself goes off without a hitch, and like Olive is angry, like she's shaking, holding her wand as she's doing it. And what ends up happening is she loses control of like the duration of it. So she's trying to get the spell to last all the way to get it over Umbridge's head and knock her out. And instead, I think it makes it up to like her mid-arm, like her shoulder, and Olive can't hold the spell for that long, and it just kind of gives way, and the rock still hits her, but it's not gonna knock her out. It's just a rock dropping on her arm, and someone or something is alerted to the fact that she's doing this.
Okay. So, you see Headmistress Umbridge, basically the rock sort of lands on her arm. Ow! Ow! And she's sort of like a bit stunned. Ron sort of like looks at Snape and he says, "Go in from the side!" And they sort of like split up on either side of the hallway and start throwing some more spells. And Umbridge is basically throwing up her arm, just trying to like defend against them. But one of them sort of like sails through and she spins and sort of smacks down onto the ground. Maisie, Lillian, Cornelia.
Yes.
What's uppy?
You've basically got Tressie sort of under control here, except like Maisie takes a shot. You basically see Maisie's wand rebound and cast a spell.
Maisie, are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm okay. It's just we have to go. We have to go right now. Help me up. Help me up. Okay.
Okay. Where are we going? What exactly is going on over there?
You are helping. Okay, just let's go. And I just kind of grab onto him as much as I can myself.
Back at Tressie.
Yeah.
You said anything, right? Remember that. I'm like hurrying in front of them. You said anything. Remember that, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes. All right. We have to help Professor Snape. And
All right.
and Olive and the Ravenclaw boy and
Is it more Dementors?
and
Not these
also
Dementors again.
we have to help the Scorpion King, and they're all together. And
Nice.
Umbridge is, I think, trying to kill them. So we have to stop the headmistress. Are you ready? Let's go.
I'm sorry.
She's trying to hurt the Scorpion King. Is she?
Yes.
Is she cursed?
Yes.
She's cursed.
You can try and convince them. What is that noise?
Sorry, I don't know what just happened. Something fell.
This
Maisie?
is not going to be a success. It's with a minus.
It's
3.
Lillian. It's with a
It's
minus.
with Lillian's relationship.
Yeah.
It would have been a 5.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay.
So, they're not cursed?
She's not cursed. She's just evil, I guess.
I mean, I don't understand how anybody could reasonably hurt the Scorpion King, right, Cornelia? Like, she must
Right.
be
Yeah.
insane.
And honestly, it sounds kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is
I mean,
quite
I'm-
exciting.
And then,
I
like,
may or
after
may
this,
not have-
Cornelia, then the Scorpion King will probably be like, those two girls are so hot for standing up for me.
Yeah, you're right. He's definitely more important than, well, I never liked Pink anyway.
1,000%. We've got to.
Tressie looks horrified.
Are we ready? Are you with me?
You want to do what? You want to hurt Headmistress Umbridge? Are you insane? Have you gone mad?
Tressie, shut up. Oh,
Oh. Cornelia.
did you hear Maisie? I kind of like this side of you, Matchstick.
We have to go. It's really
feisty.
urgent.
Okay, let's
All
go.
right, let's go. Let's
Okay.
I'm in.
Like run down the corridor like a shaking mess with one hand that doesn't work with these two people.
Okay, so what's the plan? Are we trying to? Are we going to kill Professor Umbridge? Is that what's happening?
We just have to stop in whatever way that you can. All the professors that are with Professor Umbridge and Professor Umbridge.
There are more professors.
There are
multiple
just
professors.
Just look, okay? Just look.
Oh my god.
At the end of the hall, you can see Professor Snape. You can see Olive. You can see Alexander on the ground. And you can see undesirable number 2, Ronald Weasley, fighting against Dolores Umbridge, Professor Ogilvy, and let's see, who's the other professor? Let's call him Professor Hale.
Oh my god. Is that undesirable? Is that Ronald Weasley? Maisie, you didn't tell us that Ronald Weasley was here. Does this change things for us, Lillian?
didn't know that he
I'm
was.
very conflicted. Like, I'm not sure what to do, but my gut is telling me that, like, if Scorpion King and Snape, I mean, there's like a 50-50 here.
Yeah. Well. Okay, well. All right.
I mean,
Listen, Maisie, you're in our Slytherin family, okay? We can think of it like that. And, I mean, we're all a Slytherin family. This is very confusing.
well, Slytherin, we protect each other, and technically, you're our family, so we're gonna do whatever you ask right now, Cornelia?
Yes, I mean, we did already agree. And again, like I said, it is pretty exciting. Things were
Yeah, I mean,
very boring before.
yeah,
Okay,
our shoes are hideous. So all right, we're in.
Yeah.
I guess.
You can both show courage.
Oh, God.
Oh!
pretty courageous.
You look fear in the eye and do not break. Gain a +1 forward when challenging it. Okay, so we'll say this confrontation basically. You found something within yourselves, and you're getting a +1 forward in this confrontation.
Great. Well, I would like to cast immediately. I would like to just run in.
I like the idea that you're also screaming.
I feel like you both just run past me as I'm like getting ready, and suddenly I just like
Can
see
we
this
be holding
young-
hands?
yeah. Tweedledee and Tweedledum have joined the show. I would like to cast Petrificus Totalis on Professor Umbridge.
Sure, you can give it a shot. Yeah, you got a +1. Petrificus Totalis is a year 1 spell. So
Yes. Okay.
Can we cast a spell at the same time, like a true
Yes.
Tweedledee Tweedledum? Like we're just like,
Can we?
Let's go.
yes, but you will suffer the effects together.
All right.
All right. All right. I'm gonna try to
You don't
trip
get the
her
bonus for each
with
other.
each other. No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
because
That's fine.
It's not aimed
But
at
we get our
one
show
of you.
courage bonus, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my god!
Oh, let's. That pure blood, though.
Oh wow! Okay, so you cast your spells.
Back to back, like little Sailor Moon girls.
Petrificus Totalis!
Trip.
And
no word for
they
trip
both
things.
they both sort of smack into the back of Professor of Headmistress Umbridge, and she just goes and just like falls over, smacks right onto her face, falls forward from the trip jinx. The other two professors, Ogilvy and Hale, are trying to deal with the situation, though. Professor Hale is now fighting Ronald Weasley and Professor Snape, and I think probably by now that other spell that you cast, Olive, has kind of like worn off the professor, and he's got his wand, and he's now fighting. Olive, what are you doing? Maisie?
Olive focuses squarely on that professor and says, Expelliarmus! And just to double check, since I now see that Maisie is here,
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we see each other?
I would like to shift focus to like acting in order to protect Maisie now that she's arrived. Olive wants to ensure her safety, and so she kind of assumes this professor might target the girls that just arrived, so she's casting this spell to try to
You're not going to get your
danger.
bonus for Maisie, unfortunately. I don't
Dang
think you
it,
can lawyer
okay.
that one.
Can I still be protecting Alexander since he's next to me?
You can be protecting him, but you have to be doing something specifically like defensive for him.
Okay. Okay, so I can't roll with a relationship for this one. Okay.
A 9. Okay, the spell succeeds, but there are side effects. Choose 2, please. And which professor are you casting on? Hale was the one that had his robe on fire. Ogilvy was the one that you had previously slowed down.
I was casting this at the professor that had just gotten his wand back. Which one was that?
Ogilvy.
Okay, yeah. So I'm casting it at him.
Okay.
I would say... I would say someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell, and...
Love how you were all being very reckless with that.
Yeah, We're definitely not trying to be quiet about the fact that we're screaming spells out at each other. And I think it would have a diminished effect. It's supposed to like force it to fly out of their hand, whatever he's holding. And I think because she did the spell right as he picked it up, maybe it just the timing didn't catch quite right, and it doesn't fly out of his hand so much as he just maybe stumbles with it a bit, and it like slips between his fingers down instead of being like thrown across the room from him.
It just falls on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Maisie, what are you doing?
I'm
See
going over
Olive.
to Olive. I'm going over to her. I want to.
You're gonna
I
run
want to
through
go,
the melee?
I want no. Oh, okay. So where are we? Because I was
It's a
picturing us
hallway.
coming up like ground.
Yeah, it's a hallway.
Okay.
You've just come up the stairs at the end of the hallway, opposite
Okay.
the where at the end of the hallway is the door for the room of requirement.
Okay. Then I wanna call out to her. Olive, are you okay?
I'm fine, Maisie. Just stay safe, all right?
How can I help? What do I do? How do I help?
Immobilize the professors. We've
Okay. All
just
right.
keep the room clear, okay?
Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna turn around and pick whichever professor is closest to where Olive is.
Okay, that's probably Professor Hale.
And I think it has to be Immobilis, considering what she's just said. So yeah, Immobilis, which is year 2, right?
Year 2.
Is this with Olive?
Nope.
No.
Oh wow! All right, what happens?
I think he just stops like mid-step almost and kind of like freezes. Yeah, like he's literally just been put on pause. Like he's mid-jump and he freezes in the air and just kind of like crashes, like as he's going. I don't know how to make this make sense. Like as he's coming down, he's caught in midair, and as he's coming down, his kind of body goes like contracts almost, so you can see him as he stops. He's like almost starting to fall as he's stopped, as he's held in midair, with his wand out. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about the jumbled explanation. I wasn't expecting that to work.
Sure. So now Professor Hale is kind of like by himself, sort of trying to defend against Ron Weasley and Professor Snape. Professor Snape throws out a curse, and Ron sort of throws another spell, and he says, Expelliarmus! And you can see the wand of Professor Hale go flying and rattle against the wall. Professor Snape throws out a spell, and he says, Pontificus Totalis! And Professor Hale sort of collapses to the ground. Who are they? What's going on?
They're our friends, our classmates.
Brilliant. More?
All right. Well, they did just help.
Right. I'm sorry. Look. All right. Everyone into the room. Bring our opposition in as well. There will surely be others. We have made quite the fuss. And as Professor Snape says that, you can start to see the sort of frost start to travel all across the hallway. Dementors. They will surely see this quickly. We must move. And he casts a spell. He lifts Professor Hale like up into the air and starts to pull him towards the room Quickly, Mr. Weasley. And Ron sort of grabs Professor Umbridge. He's, can I toss her down the stairs? Maybe out the window? Be a lot better, wouldn't it? Mr. Weasley, we are trying not to be discovered. Well, it's not like they can bloody tell the difference. They're going to see all these explosions and everything. It will delay them for some time. Please move. All right. And he sort of grabs Professor Umbridge and not so gently, like, brings her into the room of requirement. He kind of, like, tosses her off to the side like a lump of potatoes. And, yeah, Professor Ogilvy's, like, still in the hallway. Says, can you get that one?
While this is happening, I'd like to remove the wands from each of the, like, professors and the people we were fighting against. And put them somewhere in the room of requirement, you know, if there's a little spot to tuck them away. And
I think I see you doing something away from everybody else, and I kind of go over to help you and sort of just stand next to you and kind of sort of sheepishly put my hand around you, like,
just in case anyone wakes up before we're done.
I know, I just wanted to give you a hug.
I don't want to intrude your touching moment, but your friend is, like, over there on the ground, the little one. The Ravenclaw boy.
Does anyone know how to tend to him? How to revive him?
Well, Professor Snape?
Bring him inside, quickly. And you can see Professor Snape start to move his wand, and a white-blue light starts to emit from the end. And he says, Expecto Patronum! And you can see a doe start to form. Starts to move through the hallway, and he says, quickly inside.
That was so cool. Okay, should we carry him? Someone help me.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I got this foot. You have the other foot.
Yeah, okay, we can just drag him along.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, no, then I'll get the shoulder. We can't drag him. He's a person.
Okay, fine, I'll take the feet, you take the shoulders.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Go.
Is everyone in?
Yes.
Door closes.
Except Tressie, but she's not allowed in here, so.
There was
You guys are
another.
not Tressie.
Wait, there was another one.
Someone else new?
She's like the one that tattled on like all of you. Her
The
name's
one
Tressie
you
Mallard.
didn't think it wise to mention this.
Well, we tripped her and left her in the hole. Do you want me to go get her? I'm sure
It's
the
a bit
mentors.
late for that now. She will tell what has happened here, Miss Inkwood.
Excuse me, but who's she going to tell? All of the professors who she would tell are here, and she can't even walk. So maybe we can do our
Do
thing
you
extra
think
quick.
that Professor Umbridge, Professor Ogilvy, and Professor Hale are the only Death Eaters in this school, Miss Hemlock?
Well, frankly, all of them should be Death Eaters. I thought you were one as well. Are you not?
Was.
Well, I don't really know what's going on here, to be honest.
Neither do I, if it makes you feel any better.
Honestly, you don't need
Great.
to, alright? Thank you so much for your help. And now I would advise you to go sit by the door and block
Excuse
it in
me?
case someone tries to open
It's
it
so
again.
weird for you to be rude to us after we actually knocked out Professor Umbridge, doesn't it? But you know what? Let's just go sit by the wall and face
Olive,
it and cross our little arms and just not say anything.
Olive, they did actually
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. And then they followed it up by saying that everyone at the school should be Death Eaters. So lovely for them.
actually,
2 big
I
thumbs
said-
up for helping out. Now go sit by the wall and let the resistance work, okay? Thanks so much.
First of all, resistance. Ha ha! look at this little display. I wouldn't really call it a resistance. Second of all, we actually did help. We're involved now. I didn't say everyone should be Death Eaters, just that they are. So, we're just gonna be here, helping out. I mean, we're already deep into it, and frankly, I didn't sacrifice my entire life, to just sit in a corner. If I'm in it, might as well be in it. It's called commitment.
Wonderful.
Listen, Cornelia, Lillian, can you imagine being in a school where everybody liked each other as much as you two like each other?
Sounds actually pretty unreasonable, doesn't it? But kind of nice.
Can you imagine how fun and lovely that would be?
Well, as long as it isn't boring.
Yeah. And
I
like our
definitely
dads
don't.
aren't there or anything, that would probably be fine.
And can you imagine if it didn't matter that you were from England and that you were from Scotland, because it didn't matter because everybody was just the same and they were friends anyway?
I mean, like, there's a pretty stressful battle. It's kind of like a lot for my brain to imagine right now, right, Cornelia? But, like, I guess.
And if maybe everybody was nice to you, and then you didn't have to be mean to everybody else.
I do sometimes wonder if I would react differently to things if I didn't have to be a certain way. But then I think that's too much thinking. Cornelia, you're awesome. And then I move on. But, you know, if we're going down this road and I knocked out a professor, I guess we're here, so... Sure. Sounds lovely. Hugs and roses.
I look at Olive pleadingly. Can we save them too?
Honestly, it's not going to matter if we succeed, right?
Well,
I mean, if we succeed, none of us will remember this anyway. They don't need to wave a flag and champion the cause. We just don't need them alerting anyone else right now.
but what if it fails and we go back and they're the same?
That's not an option. There's no failure. We've made it this far, and I intend to see it through to the end. So, no, what if we fail?
Professor
It's going to
Snape.
work.
Professor Snape is tending to Alex, and you can hear him say, "Finite incantatem." And Alex, you start to rouse. You don't look great, but you're no longer jinxed.
Alex?
I'm not sure what happened. I remember trying to lift up a rock.
Sort
and
of
then I
like-
remember
Professor Snape is sort of, he's trying to sort of like help you to your feet, but he's like right there, and he says, "You were trying your best and defending us. It
You
will
were
take some
brilliant.
time, but that is a beginning. Never forget that, Mr. Pinescrew."
You did great. The rock idea was wonderful, really.
I don't feel great, but thanks.
You were passed out when I got
When
here
did you
and I
get
didn't
here?
see anything, but you were really great. Okay.
Just to catch you up to speed, Lillian and Cornelia are here as well, and they absolutely wrecked Umbridge and saved the day. So that's why they're here
Oh, I get it.
with us now.
I'm hallucinating because I hit my head.
You know what? I would think so
yeah.
as well, because it is a bit weird that everyone's being so
Oh my
nice.
gosh, did we bonk heads together, Cornelia? Are we joint hallucinating right now?
At least we're joint hallucinating right now.
That's fair, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's always good
Well-
to have company when you're hallucinating.
Yes, we're all together hallucinating. This absolute nightmare. What are we doing now?
Wait,
Oh,
are you wrong?
You just now noticed that the
You
Scorpion
want-
King is having a conversation with another red-haired woman who has a striking resemblance to undesirable number one Hermione Granger.
Lillian, is that there the Scorpion King? Speaking to one Hermione Granger.
Yeah, 1000%. But
You know
could
what?
be having a fever dream.
It's not a fever dream, because not even my mind could come up with this. This is absolutely
I
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wait.
That's fair.
All right.
Maisie,
New
do you know
realities.
who that is?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Who's he
Excuse me?
talking to?
What?
The redhead. Who's that?
Isn't it? I don't know if I can say her name.
What?
Hermione Granger. And that's Ron Weasley. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Right. Sure. Nice to meet you too. What's your name? I don't know any of your names. Sorry.
I'm Maisie.
Not-
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Maisie. And this is...
I'm sorry, am I hallucinating, or is there someone here who wasn't here earlier?
No,
Is that just-
Hermione came through with Ron.
I thought you said a redhead woman who looked like Hermione.
It was just meant like to as for reference for Cornelia and Lillian. Like,
Oh,
Like,
I'm.
is that Hermione
sorry.
Granger? Like, you know, one of those.
Okay.
Yes.
This is Olive. And
Right,
this is...
I'm Alexander Pinescrew.
And this is Cornelia and Lillian, and that's Professor, although you know Professor Snape. Was silly, Maisie.
Right.
You know,
Okay. Got everybody's names. Great. So, Hermione, any luck? I think so. I think we've got it narrowed down to potentially, well, it's somewhere between 97 turns and 104.
I'm sorry. Could someone please explain to me what's happening?
Who's turning? What's happening?
Is that the time turner? Is that... Can I...
Time turner. Oh,
Could I see?
Okay.
You don't really want to see it. It's not exactly. I mean, none of this is really very. All right.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't matter now, does it? Go have a look.
can you tell us how it works, sir?
I've seen Hermione use it once. It was like, I don't know, she flicked it or something.
All right, okay.
So it's a flick and a spin, I don't know. Something like
Oh.
that.
Can I ask something, since you've seen it being used before? When Miss Granger used to use it, would she remember everything when she would come back and forth? Did she remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, anybody that's, holding on, I think. I mean, the way that she described it, because we went with her. Well, not we, Harry. Harry went with her.
She showed me once, real quick. Well, that was it.
Wait, so if I went and then came back to now, I would be the me, now me, and the Scorpius?
Well, like,
So I would remember everything now, but not remember everything other me remembered?
he starts to scratch his head. All right, now I'm really confused.
I don't
still
think
don't know why we're
want
doing
to go
this.
Then I think I'd stay here and then just hope that you do it, and then other me doesn't have to remember any of this, and they get to just have all the
Hermione starts to speak up and she says,
I don't think any of us can go.
Just Scorpius.
That's right. He's the one that has to prevent it. If we all went, well, it would screw everything up.
That makes sense. So
I'm
we just
sorry,
have
no.
to wait and hope.
How do we know if it worked?
I don't think we will. I think it'll have just worked, and then this time won't be a time anymore, and we'll just be the other us.
So we won't have to fight the Demenders on the other side of the door.
Who knows?
If it changes like it did, then everything after the Battle of Hogwarts won't have happened the way it did. It'll happen the way it did the first time for Scorpius.
And Harry Potter will be alive.
I don't even think
Yeah.
you know who that is, Cornelia.
Who's Harry Potter?
Oh, it's kind of like
He's an old
sort of,
schoolmate of theirs. A
kind
friend
of, yeah.
friend of theirs from when they were our age.
Good at things.
Question. If they're... I'm assuming we're talking about... I mean, it's a time turner, so time. If we're changing things from after or before the Battle of Hogwarts... I'm a bit confused. I have to be honest. Why? What's happening? What?
Well, okay, I'm sorry, but you're too late to the party now, and you're going to have to just catch up on your own time.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair. But my parents met after the Battle of Hogwarts.
Let's not think about that now, shall we? Just
Well,
one
if
step
they
at a
were
time.
meant
okay.
to be, then they were meant to be, and they will be, and then it's all good. If things are even better, then they'll probably be even happier. So,
Yeah, well, frankly,
so Scorpius,
it's all a bit much.
I believe in you.
Can we help in any way?
When you say that I have to do this alone, I had Albus to help the first time. I don't think I can do this by myself. You'd better figure something out. You got us all in trouble now.
Mr. Weasley, that is surely not helpful. Mr. Malfoy. I don't know what happened to you in this other version of events, but here you are the Scorpion King. You are rather devious. You are the star of the Quidditch team. And you should have the very same confidence within you Surely you must understand these events, however frightening, are up to you to fix. As Miss Granger has said,
I know that we were the ones to cause this, but
you were, and you must be the one to fix it. Who knows how long we have, regardless of whether you do this or not. I can tell you with all certainty, the world will be a much darker place than it is even now if things continue on this path. Would you have that remain on your conscience?
it's not a matter of my conscience, it's a matter of my ability. I am not skilled, I am no great wizard, I am just as everyone says I am. I am nothing, I am less than nothing,
You are a Malfoy. And the Malfoys that I know are proud. They are confident. And they will accomplish their goals no matter the cost. That resides within you.
I can try.
You will do it.
I mean, no one's great until they're great. You know? It's the great moments that make people great, so... Go be great, Scorpius.
All right. Judging from what you've told me, I don't know if this is exactly right, but maybe it's better if we go a little earlier. All right. 98. 98 turns. 98. You can do it.
As Hermione says that, there is a horrific feeling that comes across to all of you. You can feel this sort of inky blackness as if it were crawling on your skin.
Lillian?
I don't know what that is.
Students of Hogwarts, this is your Dark Lord. I have been alerted to undesirables in the school. This is unacceptable. You will drive them out to me. You will see them out, or you will be punished. No matter your age. do the right thing and turn them in, you have 10 minutes. Or I will find them.
We have to act quickly. Are you ready, Scorpius? Can you go now?
Oh, was that Voldemort?
Scorpius, don't think about
He's
it.
here.
It doesn't matter because you're not going to be here in just a moment, okay? You're going to safety. You're going home. You're returning to your friends and family. And you're bringing all of us with you by fixing this for everyone. And you won't have to see him ever again, all right?
When you see the other me, tell me that I'm happy for me. I'm happy as friends and to just be grateful or something. I don't know, I felt like I would come up with something better to say, but what do I tell myself? If I knew that, I would tell me now. Just, yeah, be his friend there as well. My friend here, so.
I will.
Thank you.
Now, Scorpion King. Listen, I'm starting to understand that. I think this has something to do with Voldemort, the Dark Lord. Praise be him. Listen, you are the Scorpion King, so you can do this. And, Lillian, what else? Say, what else?
You're very attractive and you come from a great family and you could conquer the world if you so desire it, Scorpion King. Thank you for existing.
So powerful. And even if you don't feel like it right now, within you, it's in there.
Deep
blood and all that.
Yeah. Blood in you.
Blood in you.
The walls begin to rumble again.
You did it once, and you can do it again, okay?
Yeah.
They
we
must have
believe in
found
you.
us. You need to begin to start the count, Mr. Malfoy. Which one of you would like to inspire the Scorpion King, Scorpius Malfoy?
I'm trying to remember what that role would be.
It's a soul roll.
I have a flat nothing.
I currently have -3.
Is it gonna have to be me?
Wait,
I am not
+1.
inspiring.
I have 0.
All right, I'll do it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna inspire the Scorpion King. No big deal. It's gonna be fine.
Oh my gosh. You've got this, Lillian.
I'm gonna roll first and see how it goes before I give a speech.
That's a 5.
Can I see that she's about to fail, so I want to jump in and help?
Just keep in mind that this will be additive.
Wait, additive?
Yeah.
Like
You
if
make
I
it
roll.
worse, you make it even
You can
worse.
make it worse.
Because he gets a -2 forward for every time somebody fails this, for whatever they're trying to
Right.
inspire him.
All right, never mind. Wait.
What do you say, Lillian?
Okay. Scorpion King, you are named after a bug with hairy legs and a stinger, which is sharp, which means that you are sharp and hairy.
Wow.
And probably
What?
fast.
Wow, what does that mean? I don't...
Oh, I thought I was bad trying to help people. Hermione, any chance you could help or something? I don't think this is gonna go real good.
Ron, I can't. You don't understand. He has to do it by himself. I can't go with him. I can't do anything.
Anybody trying anything else?
I'm gonna try to inspire him.
Oh,
I'm gonna try. I don't have good stats for this, but I do have my house benefit to re-roll a roll once per day, so...
okay.
So, fingers crossed. Alright, I've been getting some solid rolls today. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm gonna use my house benefit. For our podcast listeners, that is a nat 1. That is rolled a 1. That is a straight 1. Slytherin house benefit.
Oh,
Cool.
my God.
Cool.
I'll ever just get stuck in this timeline, or is that just us?
Can we time turner the last 2 minutes of the show?
Scorpius, I don't mean to put any additional pressure on you or anything, but there are quite literally Dementors waiting to steal our souls and suck us of all of our happiness outside of the other side of this room, and the Dark Lord himself has personally targeted us. And I don't mean to rush you or anything,
Wall
but
explodes.
it's quite literally a ticking clock, so good now? Okay,
The wall
go
explodes.
get him.
The wall explodes outwards. Debris goes flying, and the door explodes. Ron is by the wall as it explodes, and debris catches him in the head. You see him spin and get covered in rubble. Ron! Professor Snape begins to set up protections. You can see that there are several people outside now. And you hear Tressie yelling,
They were in there.
Okay.
You see at the end of the hall a pale, white-skinned man, bald, in dark green robes, making his way down the hall.
Severus. Somehow, I am not surprised. You... It is all your fault. Everything.
Hermione's rushed over to Ron.
Everything
is because of you. It may have taken me a long time to accept and realize. But it took another young man to help me understand. You will cause no harm to these students. They are under my protection.
Your protection, Severus. What do you hope to do against the Dark Lord? I will break you. I will show you true pain. And I will do as I wish because I have the power to do so. This place belongs to me, as does the world. You will die defending, protecting nothing. You are weak, and you always have been. Just like when I killed Lily.
Professor Snape begins rattling off spell after spell in the hallway. What do you do?
I get up and limp over and just put myself between the door and Scorpius.
Okay, well, Lillian, I suppose we're going to attack the Dark Lord now. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, why not? I guess we're here already.
Yes? Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Avada Kedavra!
You see green light tossed around. Professor Snape trying to deflect as best as he can, but you can see that he's getting overwhelmed.
How do we help? How can we help him?
Well, listen, I think that...
Do normal spells work against the Dark Lord? How can I cast a spell at the Dark Lord? I want to help him. Professor,
All
how
at
can we help
once.
you?
All at once, just try whatever you know.
Yes. Okay.
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 I'm gonna cast Incendio at him.
Same.
I'm also going to cast it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast the infamous trip. Jinx.
I'm gonna try and lift more rocks.
Olive, you cast Incendio. But before you do, there's an errant spell that hits you and spins you. Probably a jinx of some kind, and you sort of go spinning off to the side. Lillian, you cast your trip jinx. But I think as you're casting it, it's sort of deflected, and one of the other people in the hallway that are clearly Death Eaters, they're wearing the hoods and everything, You can see that they sort of get tripped up for a second. Cornelia, you cast Incendio, and it is also sort of deflected off into one of the other Death Eaters, but it's quickly sort of put out. Alex, the rock that you start to sail over, I think it's sort of making its way over, and then it's blasted like out of the air. Just some debris starts to fall down. And Hermione is sort of like pining over Ron, but she stands up and she says, looking at Scorpius, "You have to go. You have to do it. I know it's hard, but it can't end like this. You can do it. We never knew what we were doing. We just got lucky and we tried our best. Please. 98 turns." She turns and she begins to fight as well. "For Harry! For Ron!" And she begins to throw spells. All the while you hear Scorpius runs behind a pillar in the room. Takes out the time turner. 98 tons. 98 tons. Help us. Help us, please. Help me. Please, help us. Please, I need to see you again. Please, help us. Please. 1, 2, 3. Debris is sort of cast everywhere. Things are flying up and around. Maisie, Lillian, Cornelia, Alexander. Tough it out, please. Maisie, you're hit by some debris and go flying to the ground. Cornelia, you and Lillian probably are getting scraped and bruised. Probably take a few hits and whatnot. But we can sort of see you trying to fight. And I think Alexander, I need a tough it out from you, sorry, as well. Or no, we got yours. Okay. A 2.
You're missing Olive.
Olive's down already.
All right, yeah.
Alex, you're also knocked out. Probably a stray spell hits you. Cornelia and Lillian, did you ever think that you'd be fighting the Dark Lord?
No. I grab Lillian's hand. But at least it's not boring. And we got to take care of a couple of friends, even if they didn't know. Yeah.
Got to make our own decisions for once.
Yeah. At least for once.
97. 98.
We hear in the void.
Albus! Albus, no! We can't. We made a mistake. We made a mistake.
And that's where we're ending the show today.
You know, like the purge, do you think that we can make it like legal to like slap our GM like once a year?
To purge our GM.
Smack him on the butt.
Smack him on the butt. You know, the purge was a lot more violent than that, eh?
This is a PG show.
Yes.
Is it?
Purge PG. You get to
Is it,
spank
though?
people once a year. What? That's not
Good session,
PG.
everybody.
Oof.
Yeah,
Good
that's
session. Sorry, I know that was intense.
It's all right.
Intense. But I will say that this is meant to be a sort of kid-friendly show, etc., and it's meant to be a kid-friendly system and whatnot. So I will say that you shouldn't worry about anyone dying. And in fact, next week we will be returning to our normal timeline. And it will also be the last episode of this year. And I don't mean like our year, I mean the school year for the students. We will be taking a little bit of a break in between year 1 and year 2 because there will be a year 2. A few weeks, we're going to take a few weeks off to get ready for season 2, basically year 2. But yeah, we're going to have one more episode in year 1 next week. It will be vastly different than these have been. So we'll have a way different experience. But hopefully this was I know it was intense and I know that it was, kind of dark and whatnot, but I think we had some really good expressions of the different characters' emotions and good expressions of a lot of depth, where I think there's a lot of one-dimensional perspectives. You can get a lot of there's like an easy sort of judge a book by its cover feeling with a lot of this stuff, but I think we got a lot of depth out of everyone here. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you haven't done so, please make sure you follow all of these lovely people. You can do so by heading on over to tablestory.tv/WAW. Or if you're in the Twitch chat, you can click on the links for them to follow them on Twitch here. And if you want to support them in a monetary way, go get a sub. Go get a sub. Go support them. If you have yourself a Twitch Prime or an Amazon Prime that you haven't linked up and used yet, link them up. Go get yourself some emotes and go support these great people. Go support them. If you want to help support Table Story in a non-monetary way, follow us here on Twitch and on YouTube. We're Table Story on both, twitch.tv/tablestory, youtube.com/tablestory. And if you want to help us in a monetary way and you can swing it during these times, again, that's a really important thing to realize, is that a lot of people are struggling right now. There's a lot of people that have lost their jobs, etc. So please only do so if you can swing it. It will be okay. We're all right. So only do that if you can, take care of yourself and your loved ones, etc. But you can head on over to tablestory.tv/pledge to do that. We've got a Patreon with wonderful artwork on there. Murgles is a fantastic contributor to that. We've got lore. We've got MP3 versions of the shows that we do. We've got lots of great stuff, so go check it out. But we're going to do our shout-outs. We're going to do our shout-outs now to wrap things up. And I guess what you hopefully you all enjoyed that experience. Let's go around the room. Let's do shout-outs. Zgonicus, could you be so kind as to start us off, please?
Yeah, I've had my outro script provided for me today, so I'll let you guys guess who wrote it. Howdy doody, I'm Scorpius, and I played Alex for you today. I'm actually a professional ballerina who streams on the side. If you'd like to join me, I'm doing a challenge where I do one pirouette every day for the month of May.
All right. Well, thank you, buddy. You want to give them any other information? Where can they find you?
I'm Scorpius, everywhere you want to find me. I'm actually doing every day in May. I'm learning Japanese, you can learn other things. We chat about it in my stream. And I think I'm going to start doing relationship advice streams because I did it randomly today and everyone was like, do more of this. So I might do like once a week relationship advice. So if you want a relationship shaman, I'm your guy.
Just some street cred there for Zgonicus. How long have you been with Mrs. Z?
12 years there? Yeah.
12 years. Longer than any relationship I've had. Thank you, buddy. Nega Oryx.
I will also be reading from a prepared script today. Again, please take a guess at who wrote this for me. Hi, my name is Nega Oryx. I played Olive for you today. I'm actually the world's tallest streamer, voice actor, and role player, and if you come by my stream, I will actually measure myself live for you.
What are you measuring?
Herself. Why didn't you listen, Wag?
Yeah, but okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Murgles.
Hello. Art comes from an angry fart, and that's what you'll see from my stream. Hi, I'm Murgles. I played Cornelia for you today. When I'm not role-playing, I'm pretending to be an adult-sized baby on twitch.tv, which is really cool, and you should come see it sometime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Murgles. Luxie.
Sorry, I'm recovering from today's episode. It made me so sad. Yeah, I also had a script written for me. Hello, in Lexi Games. I am a delightful clover bean, and I am very quiet. And I like baubles. You know, like Christmas baubles. I stream, and I talk on Twitter. Come hang out with me, and win a bauble. The baubles are my eyes.
Oh, dear God. They are 11-year-olds in real life, too, by the way, just in case you were curious. Thank you, Luxie. Thank you. Colo.
I also have a script. Hippity hoppity, I'm a big fan of pottery. My name's Colo and I'm a streamer and role player who played Maisie for you today. I love celery. Celery is actually my stream's mascot, and if you'd like to stop by sometime and see me bite a piece off the size of my own head. Help.
I don't even know what you said. Okay. By the way, I have no idea if you wrote a script for me because there's so much spam in that channel. I can't go through
There's
all
one
of that.
specific part I can't wait for you to get to, Whack.
God.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll make sure the one's written for you next time, Whack. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Read up on. We've been
Wax
horsing
gonna
around all evening.
recast us when he sees the chat.
As soon as he meets Norman, it's like, no, okay, yep.
It's like year 2 is just a whole bunch of new people, but with the same, like, wigs.
I'm gonna get
They're all
really
just
bad
40-year-old men.
I'm gonna get really bad impersonators for each of you.
Brad can do me.
Actually, Whack is just going to play everyone by himself. It's going to be just
There we
his
go.
screen, and he's going to do all our voices and costuming.
No.
I have no doubt that you could. And do it very well.
Yeah, literally the only man who could.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would go insane after an hour. That's why I was debating doing a shill show of that, which was just me playing 5 different characters
Yes.
plus GMing it myself, which is the most insane thing ever. I don't think I could do it. I legit
Do
don't
it.
think I can. I think my
Why?
brain would explode.
I'd
You know
still
how
watch
hard that
that
is?
It's really difficult, but I think you could, if you set yourself an hour, I think you could pull it off. I believe in you.
No, too brutal, too brutal. Thank you everybody for watching Voldemort and Valour, the special sort of alternate timeline arc that we did here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I know that it was a very different feeling than we have for the normal show, Witchcraft and Wizardry, that we do. But we will be returning to that next week. So I hope that you are, that you enjoyed it, and hopefully we entertain you. Thank you so much, chat, for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Colo. Thank you, Luxie. Thank you, Murgles. Thank you, Nego Orcs. And thank you, Zagonicus, for being awesome role players. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, but if you want to hang out in a pathetic attempt at a stream, then you can hang on over at twitch.tv/waxsteven. Where I might be playing Mountain Blade 2, which is just like an insane game. It's real crazy, and there's a million things to do, and it's a good time. I've been role playing my character as Pumpkinberry, the dark one, the evil one. And yeah, if you want to check that out, I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. It's a big maybe, but you can check out the Twitter and whatnot if you want to see that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Tomorrow we've got Gone on this channel at 4:30 p.m. That's Pumpkinberry's show that she runs. It's a surreal thriller, and it's fantastic. So hopefully you'll check that out. And that's it. Thank you. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Good night, everybody.
Albus? Albus, you have to stop. We can't do it. Albus! Albus! Scorpius? Scorpius? What are we gonna do if we don't... We can't. We can't do it. You don't understand. Everything goes wrong if we do.